Hey y'all, and welcome back to Caitlyn's Corner. So we are reading some random books that I've been wanting to read, and perhaps some books that y'all have requested from me. And today I have Baabwaa and Wooliam. Baabwaa and Wooliam. And this is by David Elliot. So if you're ready, we're going to get started with Baabwaa and Wooliam. This is Wooliam. He is a sheep. You will note that Wooliam is reading. There are not many sheep who read. Have you ever seen a sheep read? But Wooliam is one of them. And there's Wooliam. Here's Baabwaa. This is Baabwaa, also a sheep. In this picture, Baabwaa is knitting. Knitting is a very practical hobby for a sheep. It's surprising not more of them do it. Oh well. It's funny because knitting, they use their fur to knit. So you knit with wool, they're knitting with their fur. So it's pretty practical. Baabwaa and Wooliam are best friends. They spend most days reading and knitting. Knitting and reading sounds kind of boring, but they like it. So which one is a knitter? That is Baabwaa. And which one's a reader? That is Wooliam. One day, Wooliam looked up from his book. An adventure story. Pirates, treasure chest, that sort of thing. I've been thinking, he said to Baabwaa. Well, thinking is good, Baabwaa said. Or so I've heard. We should have an adventure of our own, said Wooliam. Agreed, said Baabwaa. There are only so many sweaters one sheep can knit. So they're thinking about mixing it up instead of reading and knitting all day. And so the two friends set off. What are they going to do? The day was perfect for such a thing. The flowers were blooming, the sun was shining, the birds were singing. This last bit about the birds was especially good because adventures usually involve some kind of trouble. And it's nice to have a little bird song to help you through it. Some kind of trouble. Uh-oh. There was, however, a problem. What was that problem? Baabwaa and Wooliam lived in a field, and the field was surrounded by a stone wall. Which way? Said Wooliam. You decide, Baabwaa answered. Left then, Wooliam said. Baabwaa thought they should have gone right. Uh-oh, so Wooliam said, let's go left. Baabwaa said, let's go right. So, which was the right way? The two sheep walked around the field once, twice, 3 times. Is this what adventures are like? Baabwaa asked. All this walking, I mean. I don't know, said Wooliam, but I do know it's making me hungry. So Baabwaa's not quite into the adventure, and Wooliam's getting hungry. Me too, Baabwaa replied. Grass, anyone? So they're going to stop and have a little snack of that grass. The two friends were just finishing their lunch when, quite unexpectedly, they were approached by a third sheep. A sheep with a long and rangy tail. A sheep with a sharp, whiskered snout. A sheep with a filthy wool coat. Uh-oh. Do you see that third sheep? Do you see that? Does that look like a sheep? Hey there, mutton chops, said the, sheep. What's shaking? When he grinned, Baabwaa's heart broke. His mother had never taught him to brush his teeth. We've been looking for an adventure, said Wooliam. Look no longer, the new sheep said. You found one. And he snapped his horrid teeth most unpleasantly. Does that sheep look like those sheep? Not to me. Run, said Wooliam. It's that wolf in sheep's clothing I've read about. If this is an adventure, said Baabwaa, I'm not a fan. Oddly, the bird song did not seem to help much. Suddenly, the wolf stopped his shenanigans. Let's quit this nonsense for a minute, he said to Wooliam. I'm interested in that thing you said earlier. What thing? Asked Wooliam. That thing about me, said the wolf. Wooliam thought for a moment. Not sure, he said. But Baabwaa's memory was better than Wooliam's. He said he's read about you, she said to the wolf. The wolf's eyes, which up to now had been kind of shifty looking, grew round and large. Is it true? He asked Wooliam. Have you actually read about me? Wonder why the wolf wants to know if Wooliam's read about a wolf in stories. See for yourself, said Wooliam. He reached into his backpack and pulled out a book. The wolf took a step backward. Little surprised, ain't he? He looked at the blue sky. He looked at the green grass. He looked at the big stone wall. He did not look at the book. He did not look at the book. Oh dear, said Wooliam. I see the problem. What problem? Said the wolf. There's no problem. You can't read, can you? Said Wooliam. The wolf howled a mournful lupine howl. He dropped his shaggy lupine head. Baabwaa's heart broke for a second time as a salty lupine tear fell on the soft ground. It's not my fault, the wolf cried. I'm just not the reading kind. Uh-oh. Poor wolf's sad because he can't read. Wooliam, can you teach him, said Baabwaa. The wolf lifted his head and looked at Wooliam. Oh, would you? Asked the wolf. Would you do that for me? Wooliam didn't seem so sure. Of course he would, said Baabwaa. And in the meantime, I'll knit you a new coat. That one is a disgrace. So Baabwaa's making plans for Wooliam to teach Wolf how to read, and then Baabwaa wants to make him a new coat. And so Wooliam went about the business of teaching the wolf to read. It wasn't easy. The wolf often jumped up in the middle of a lesson and chased the two sheep around the field. This irritated Wooliam to no end. You can't chase the teacher during the middle of a lesson. Don't let it get to you, Wooliam, said Baabwaa. He's just following his nature. Besides, all that reading and knitting has taken its toll. We can use the exercise. Eventually, after a lot of hard work and several extra help sessions, the wolf did learn to read. And when he saw that the book had said about him, he was outraged. This is unfair, he complained. It says here I'm cruel and sneaky. And your point, said Wooliam. It's not true, the wolf insisted. I'm just rambunctious. That's one word for it, said Baabwaa. So the book's calling him cruel and sneaky, and the wolf's calling himself rambunctious. And so over time, an unlikely friendship formed between the wolf and the two sheep, one that involved a fair amount of chasing. So they became friends in the end. But there were quiet times too. One afternoon when the wolf was on the second volume of a new series he liked, and the two sheep had shed quite a few pounds, I guess from all that running around and chasing, Wooliam turned to Baabwaa. This has been quite an adventure after all, he said. Baabwaa put down her knitting. A set of snazzy leg warmers for the wolf. I agree, she replied. Much better than pirates. The wolf looked up from his book. So, they're pretty happy with the current state. Can you two chatter cheeks keep the noise down? He said. I'm reading over here. So, wow, look at the wolf's new sweater, too. It's red. So, I hope you enjoyed Baabwaa and Wooliam, and thank you, Miss Angela, for requesting me to read this one. So, I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.